Here we go. OPG versus MIAC. I think this is probably two of the better clans that we have seen so far. Like I said, this is probably going to be the most competitive game out of all these. Both completely stacked to the T with skilled players. And right now we're seeing very competitive or very... Oh, first Akazuki. Not the biggest fan of that ship, which means although the Akazuki, Agriboy, Loyang, I'm not liking that personally. I just don't think you can take that over a Benson. I just think a Benson is too good. Akazuki can be a complete AA bubble, but the thing is just so long. It's so slow in turning and all that kind of stuff. So, uh, I really don't know how I feel about the Akatsuki. All of the AA can be absolutely ridiculous, and Schweger kind of rolling up, going for that flank with the Harry Carry over here, and really just kind of posted up. So, no damage really taken by anybody. Things are kind of just testing the waters out, and we got Derek's side, Swagger, and Grey Baron rolling in on the side. Kingpin and Akatsuki in the middle. Now he's got to be very careful. I think he might be running a full AA spec. I would think that, most likely inertia fuse. I just don't get why they would take any of these DDs when they have the ability to. Why bring these over a Benson? I just don't get it. We'll see. They have a Lo Yang, which I think is considered, so they really had one more slot. I think the Benson's better than the Akazuki. If the Akazuki is going full AA, it's pretty solid. But really, I just don't, I don't know. It's interesting. So here, this is what we're going to see right now. We're going to see a Loop and Dwarf Lard take on Schwager and Derek. So it's going to be what I figured. This is very current meta. They're both doing the flank strat. Both are doing the flank strat that we saw in the server clash. So we have, if my freaking controls can stay there, we have the Charles, which is the wild card, and the Amagi, both great for flanking. So Amagi and Amagi. So we're going to see Kutuzov versus Charles. Now, I don't see Swagger really wasting his smoke yet. I really don't. Just kidding. There goes the smoke. I think they're just too far away to be consistent. I don't know if that smoke was really needed. He does take a pretty big hit from the Dwarf Lord, who got the hat trick last time we saw him. So something to keep in mind. Let's bounce over. Let's go check out Quang doing these guys in the middle. Now, Grizzly in the middle. Florida Face. Frat Star, Cody just kind of hanging out, trying to take out that DD if they can. Lord of Face having to pop a defensive smoke, and Grizzly just hanging out as a Lo Yang. None of those torps are going to hit because he has the concealment, or he has the sonar ability. So maybe some hits in that smoke, but really Lord of Face is going to have to bounce out as far as he can and disengage from ACAP. So they're going to lose that. Potentially he'll still be able to cap since he does have that advantage, but Quang trying to go on the flank and Cody and Frat hanging there on the kind of that point on top side of B. So it looks like Frat's still hanging on that smoke. He's most likely going to, unless Cody gets under some pretty big stress. But really, just kind of a standstill right now, trading a little bit of health here and there. DD's trying to feel out where the other DDs are. And looks like Kingpin over here is going to be able to potentially take this oh, there's Swagger throwing some shots on him. I don't even know if Derek will be able to get there, but Grey Baron doing a really good job, really solid player at putting in some extra little bit of damage on the Akazuki because he needs to go down because they are dropping some planes the Akazuki. Just what I thought, he's probably full-blown AA spec, which if you've never played an Akazuki with a full AA, it's pretty brutal. It's brutal going against CVs. You can absolutely shred planes. Grey Baron trying to do what he can, still rocking full life. So OPG is doing a really, really good job at kind of holding on to his health pools. It knows it knows it can play well. Never being a little aggressive here, but needs to reposition, which is fine. Just needs to be very careful, keeping good angles when he can. But Cody hanging just there, just kind of hanging by himself. Frat Star repositioning to top side of B. So what he is doing there is he is communicating with the Grey Baron to maybe make a potential push on B, do as much as he can. Now the Akazuki's downside is it does only have one set of torps. It does have the reload consumable, which means it can send out two, but pretty much what it does is it doesn't let it be quite a torpedo threat. It's mainly a gun threat, a gunboat if anything. So with inertia fuse though, can absolutely shred. AP can absolutely shred. A loop taking pretty solid damage right there, but no spots for him. Frat's not able to pump out a lot of damage on him, but he is sitting about 2/3 life. And really just trying to get some callouts now. The Gray Baron is going to back up into that smoke. I'm not sure if Frat is running AA or... Oh, there's the Torps right there from the Akizuki. So only one set we're probably going to see. There's the Akizuki right there, Gray Baron. Be doing that. Now the Akizuki's going to be able to get shots on Gray Baron, and Frat's not going to be able to defend him. But let's check out what Kingpin is going against right now. Lord of Face right there. Now Lord of Face is down pretty low, 7,200. Kingpin really just kind of hiding right there, but Lord of Face is going to take a little bit extra damage. He's got to get out of there because he's low. He's the lowest ship probably on this map right now, health-wise. Now, what's going to happen with Kingpin here? Is he going to be able to get out of this? This is the downside of the Akizuki. Is it so... The maneuverability on it is so slow. Now, they did push him out so they know that the Gray Baron can then focus. Really showed some pretty strong discipline from Gray Baron, not shooting at all. He wanted to go undetected as much as he could. So OPG is going to take BCAP back, and pretty much a standstill right now. Lord of Face is low. Cody is taking a little bit of damage. Quang has taken a little bit of damage, but not that much. So what that means is if Cody takes a torp here, he didn't. It could have been really bad. What that means is this might go pretty long, and most likely we're just gonna see basically run out of time from the looks of it, because everyone's playing very slow. OPG gets that massive advantage of then taking over the second cap. They're gonna start taking the point lead back, which MIA did a really good job. Fish to the Face is pushing up in his Amagi, which isn't a really tanking ship, but he's gonna be taking massive damage. We got most likely 2 inertia fuse cruisers. We're gonna have Never and the Chappie. Lord of Face had to back off a little bit because he's freaking low. So Frat not taking really... Oh, he did take actual decent hit from there. Fish to the Face might be the first death this game besides me and the bot. We see these guys got pushed out. Derek and Lakuta were able to... Derek and Fratstar, I believe that was. Schweger. Were able to push out. Schweger's actually really low. And Kingpin here, without much help from Frat, might be able to help these guys out on B and do a ton of damage. So we're waiting right now. MIA will still have the lead point-wise if they don't do anything here. Now he's got to be really careful from the Akizuki. I'm trying to see what kind of loadout he does have on this thing. So he has kind of the same kind of Akizuki setup as on his Harry Carry. So we shall see. MIA is going to hold that lead, but they got a couple pretty low ships. Grizzly very low right there with kind of Lord of Face, and Fish to the Face very low. Did those torps get in time though? Is he going to be able to tag him? Saturate. If you see this right here, guys, right there, that's what Never was doing. It's called oversaturation. Saturate the area with damage. Even if you can't see him, just keep shooting in that general area. If you've gotten a lot of people have gotten really good at shooting in the smoke, which you need to be successful at kind of a very competitive level. You need to get good at shooting. You need to get good. Looks like one torp was potentially taken there as well, so maybe a flooding. But first kill goes to OPG, taking out Grizzly, which is one of their 3 DDs. Gray Baron taking a little bit extra damage right there. He's got to get out of there because he's pretty low. But oversaturation area with damage. Just keep shooting, especially when something's that low. If you hit him once or twice, he's going to go down. So Fratstar potentially trying to get into a good spot. He's going to be able to hit that the Ognivoid probably a couple times. And if he does have inertia fuse, those are going to hit really hard. Really hard. So Gray Baron has to back off. Lord of Face is low. Now this isn't over for MIA. Now MIA has the cap lead. Although they've lost 1 destroyer, it's still 2 destroyers versus 2 destroyers, and both OPG's destroyers are very low. The one thing about it, though, is besides Derek's side, who's actually starting to lose this fight. Let's go hang out with Derek a little bit. Derek is most likely going to go down right here. Bounce over there. And this is a really bad situation for both these guys. So if Derek gets taken down, that means Schwager is going to be spotted, and... yeah, especially if the Dwarf Lard is throwing down HE salvos, this is not looking good for Derek. Derek needs to go dark if he can, which he can't because the Amagi's putting pressure on him. And maybe he's hoping he can get smoked, but Schwager can't get too close. So, Derek's in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot. We don't know where the... getting very lucky, though, on those fires. We don't know where the Charles is. We don't know where a Loop is currently. And let's bounce over there. So right now, Fish to the Face is going to be going very, very low. MIA has the cap lead, but they don't have the point lead anymore. And Fish to the Face is going to go down, but I think in only a matter of time. So is Derek. Derek's potentially going to get hit by some planes over here. Schwager is also a one-shot if Dwarflard can snag him. Looks like Derek might be on fire right now. This is really, really close. Really, really close. We have a full life Chappie that can maybe knock down a Lord of Face. Quang always could one-shot him, so he has to be a little careful. Let's go back over. Down goes Derek. All right, so this is MIA's chance. If Dwarf can hit a shot on that Kuda, MIA is right back into this. They're going to be getting those points. They just took actually the point lead, just right there. So they're back into it. Gray Baron has to be very, very careful. If he's spotted, if Lord of Face is spotted, they're both one-shottable. MIA could take this home, and Schwager has to be very, very careful. Looks like, and what he's trying to do right now, what that CV's trying to do is just get a spot on that Kutuzov. That's all he's trying to do, is get a spot on that Kutuzov. And of course, never. I mean, Dimags, who was playing a DD before, I believe, is now playing. Is that the same Dimags? I'm not exactly sure. So there we go. All right, so this is what's happening right. OPG is getting pushed out of everywhere. And so what does that mean? OPG needs to push elsewhere. They're losing their caps. Dwarflard's sending shots in. Ogdevoy is getting greedy enough because he can and is putting shots in. And so this is not looking good for OPG. OPG has no spots on anything. Fratstar is potentially going to get hit here. Cody's going to potentially get hit here. And really, MIA is going to be taking all of these... all the cap points, especially if the Ogdenvoy is going to sit there. Now, Schwager might be able to put some... Schwager might be able to take that guy down a little bit. But we'll see, we'll see. This OPG is going to end up making a push. They're going to have Quang and Cody to be able to pump out some damage. And Chappie right there. Let's see what happens right here. Oh, come on, only a couple more hits. Boom, just like that, never comes in with the save. Frat didn't take any little damage, or barely any damage right there at all. So that's the kill they need, but they are still losing map control. They don't have any caps. The only cap they had was one that is being taken over right now, but they will potentially take over 2 caps if Kwangdu does push into A, which it looks like he's going to, and if they can potentially get some damage on B cap. But Gray Baron is hopefully going to get some torps on Dimags. He needs to get some extra damage on him. And really, if the Dwarflard can make that hero shot, down's going to go Schwager. He is kind of angled correctly, and hopefully he keeps moving in smoke a little bit. But if Dwarf is smart, he just kind of still pushes in and does what he can. So Gray Baron's got to be careful, though. All right, down goes Kingpin. They take him down. So Cody gets a really good shot. Torps are in, though. Cody's going to take 2, which is pretty brutal. Those are IGN Torps. And if he's smart, he's going to push in. He's not going to be able to stop. A loop hitting some nice quick shots. Cody is probably just going to ram into the island and just kind of hang there. Now, Fratstar's got to be really careful. I would be willing to bet money that Cody just took a flooding there. So if he takes a friendly fire, that is going to stick, and he has to be so careful. Okay, so Cody is in a bad spot right now. He probably doesn't have a repair. Fratstar is getting greedy with those shots, man. Man, he is so lucky that those did not start a friendly fire. In the end, a loop did snag a fire on him. But MIA is potentially going to take this home. There's the point lead right there. A loop is very low. Schwager is very low. Never is very low. Everybody's basically pretty low because Cody is going to go down. So he's going to go down. He might be able to get a heal. I'm not exactly sure. So Fratstar is basically okay. So Cody is going to go down. So OPG does need a kill. Never's pushing in right now. Awesome torps by the Gray Baron. Awesome torps, but down. Swagger gets taken out by the Dwarflard. And man, the Dwarflard's been playing awesome today. Pretty massive hits. Massive shots too when they need it. This game is so close. Down goes. Wow, what a shot by Cody. Cody made it through. He made it through. OPG could potentially take this. So I don't know if... Okay, so Never is very low. Dwarf snags the shot. All right. So this keeps bouncing back and forth, and right now OPG is going to be able to take this over again, point wise, get B cap, but Cody has to be careful. Fratstar has to be careful. Quang is basically their big gun and their big tank, so Dwarf kind of needs to get some distance. I don't know if he's going to be able to. He's going to be perma-spotted. So we know a loop is over here, which Cody's looking for. That's the shot Cody's been waiting for as he shoots there. Shows how much I know. So Cody is down. MIA is in the lead. Fratstar cannot push. Lord of Face is going to be able to take B, but it's up to really Quang to hit these shots. A loop is going to be able to kind of just lackadaisically play that ship. It's all up to if Dwarf can stay alive, because Frat can't move until he has a smoke or gets a smoke from his teammates. And if Frat's smart, he doesn't really move too much because Dwarf has been nailing those shots. He has a hat trick already. This is the second time we've seen him with a hat trick. And a loop is snagging those shots on Frat with no repair with the Kudas off. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. Quang is going to take a torp. Really good drop by the MIACV. And OPG needs a kill. Needs a kill. Now they have... Okay, so right now Frat's going to be able to shoot. A sticky fire on Frat will kill him if it happens in the next little bit. If a loop nails that awesome shots by Frat, he just needs a little bit more. Torps in on Dwarf. I don't know. Awesome torps by Gray Baron. Just like that, Fratstar nails the long range shot. Oh man, Gray Baron takes the torp on the Amagi. Wangdu finishes him off. Awesome showing by OPG. What a back and forth game. Now, OPG is going to get out of this game with 5 ships to 1. This game was so much closer than that. If a loop snags him with another fire, he's dead. Cody doesn't... A little bit extra damage on Cody, he's dead. Then he doesn't take out that Ognivoy. What a really good showing by both these teams here on a real back and forth. So freaking close. And OPG is going to take this home. Easily the best game we've seen so far. Like I said, these are the 2 best teams. This is probably the most competitive game we've seen so far today. 2 teams that are pretty well known in the competitive scene. And I'm glad we weren't disappointed with what we saw. So pretty nuts. Awesome shots, and well played by both those guys. So there is the CV. Quang's going to get the shots on him. Frosty Beverages coming in, and pretty balanced in the air, honestly. Frosty Beverages had some pretty solid drops late game. And really, that's about it right there. So OPG is going to take this home. I think they're still undefeated today. I don't know if they lost against Impact. I think both teams were 3-0 going into their 4th game, so I'm not sure if OPG won that last game. But Quangdu going to try to get a little extra damage out. Try to get that that training room WTR as high as he can. And there it is. As you can see, Frosty Beverages kind of controlled the sky at the end of the game. It's actually pretty balanced about how many fighters are left. But what a sneaky little Shokaku here. There he is. Lord of Face was now done. So awesome showing by OPG. And man, those torps by the Gray Baron, so clutch at the end of the game. Look at all those rank 1s. Look at all these rank 1s. Look at that. Pretty neat. Okay, there's me. I got one too. Really, really good showing by both these guys. And I'm glad we got to see that level of play. We are our boy Dwarf in the Amagi is just hitting shots all over the place. So good on him. Derek got kind of picked on over here. I don't think that quite went to plan. Schwager got hit hard and wasn't really able to kind of be as aggressive, let's say, as a loop was late game. Schwager got kind of picked on. So maybe the Charles is a pretty solid ship when it needs to fill that role. So really, really well played by both teams. OPG takes it home, and we'll then keep moving on, as they say.